And here we are live from Miocatlan, Mexico. Hola, amigos and amigas. Thank you for being here. Thanks for your patience. Appreciate y'all for joining us on this beautiful Friday, which I guess would be Saturday morning for some of you in the land down under in Australia and New Zealand, our family over there on that side of the world. But thank you all for being here. We've got a bunch of lovely folk in the chat. We got Lotus, Mr. Hyperbaric, The Easy Line, Yvonne, Leanne, Jackie, Karen, Angelica, Debbie, Kathy Coleman, G, Infinite Awareness, Angelica, Tracy, Rita, Coach Kathy, Tamara, Texas Dead, Tiger Lily, Sandy, Mrs. Mistel. That's a new one. I haven't seen you much. Aaron Reed, Hammer, Tyler Newcomb, Richard Garcia, Sarah H, Al Lena. Wow, Leona Marie, Lexi, Paula, Paul Reed. Hey guys, love y'all. Love y'all so much. Thanks for being here, Jennifer.
Sarah.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yeah, so before we jump right in, I'm going to do a quick little promo for Tony. So I'm going to share screen real quick, and we're going to go over the website development. All these links are going to be in the show notes. So for anyone who is looking at you, we've been talking about getting our website developed, and it's coming along very well. It's in the sort of testing phase right now, but this is kind of a landing page to kind of show where we are with it. It's got a countdown here, which I'm not sure exactly how accurate that countdown is. I think it keeps shifting, but it's a roughly, it should be done in roughly about a month. So that's what we're kind of looking at. And so yeah, this page is really great to send to anyone who is new to FreakSense. It has a ton of great videos that Tony has put in here that kind of help give an introduction to Charlie's work and what has been put forward. Internet's not the greatest here, but we'll see if we can get this to load. So I just list some good videos to share here. Same with articles. These are going to list a lot of the posts that Charlie has made. It doesn't, yeah, it's a good introduction because it doesn't get into, I mean, it gets in pretty deep pretty quick, but it's a good way to just kind of break the ice. What is FreakSense and how do we come about it? And then how to support the website development. So Tony has selflessly poured in a ton of time, money, and effort into getting this website created. So all the proceeds from these shirts, and this is just a few listed here, but you can actually go here for the full store, and there's a whole bunch of different items with different designs that have been made, and we're going to be constantly adding new ones to these. But all the proceeds go to web development and helping Tony with the cost. So she's accrued quite a cost up to this point. So any help is much appreciated, and you get free cool gear. Or not free, I guess. You get a T-shirt out of the deal.
All of your donations will go towards, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then on top of that, and there's going to be added more here, but there's some fantastic pictures showing the animals that Tony's put together. If we can get this to load too. It might take a while for this to load for me, but it's just a slideshow showing the different pictures that have been collected so far. It looks like it's just going to tease us with each loading before it switches.
There's our lovely
Yeah. Yeah, so just cute pictures. Yeah, so you can see the animals are very real. Yeah. So a bunch of beautiful pictures. I love that one. So yeah, you can come on here and look through the pictures, and so part of the web development and what Tony's doing is she is looking to get testers for testing the website, doing a stress test for it, seeing if the functionality works for everybody. So if you're interested in helping test that out, please email freaksenseworld@gmail.com. That's a freaksenseworld@gmail.com, all one word. Um, Email that and just say you're interested in being part of testing the website, and Tony will get you linked up for that to help out with that. It would be very much appreciated. So yeah, any support you can give, whether it's time committed or financially, is very much appreciated. So thank you for that. So yeah, that is the website. And like I said, we should be done here hopefully in about a month. And with that, we'll have a platform where we won't be censored and removed and taken advantage of, and whatever else happens on these nasty vampire created platforms. And we'll have one just for us, and we'll be able to connect with each other. We'll be able to post whatever we want, and just share the truth far and wide. So that's really exciting. So with that, I will hand it over to Charlie and Colleen for any introductory words they'd like to share.
Just appreciate everyone. It was lots of fun doing the live yesterday. We couldn't remember that Justin was had a food show. How did that go, Justin?
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. We had such a good conversation with Eli from the Free Melon Society channel, and Casey, Mr. Vegetable Police. Always a pleasure having him on there. It was another great one where we just unraveled, the simplicity behind the fact that we are frugivores. Fruit is our species specific diet. If we stray away from that, we're just inviting, physical reactions, repercussions, consequences. So if we deny the truth, you can't deny the truth. You can try to deny it, but you're just going to suffer. And suffering is just a useful tool to help get us back on the path. So it's not that God is this overbearing, trying to make you do all sorts of things. No, God just wants us to be in our space of maximum potential. And with food, fruit is the space of maximum potential. If you're consuming food, it is the least resistant on the body. It causes the least disease, the most ease, the most alkaline. And that's what we're here to do, is to become the alkaline man and do this baptism of water, cleanse the body, and then progress into the baptism of fire and keep going higher. So yeah, it was fantastic. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. I can't wait to listen to it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And again, remind everyone that with God, there's just a right way and a wrong way, and it's up to you to express your free will. But understand that there are consequences in both directions for choosing to observe what is and denying what is. And I've said this so many times, and I will never stop saying it until until every single person has stopped doing this. The price that you pay physically is just so overwhelming. You see us dying sooner and sooner, and virtually every single person that's dying now is dying in horrific pain. And like we said, I mean, your rewards are built into the work that you do, and they are just. You're always just in the moment. And so when we do these things to animals, when we are the pinnacle of God's creation, the apple of His eye, and the Bible and the journeys and the teachings of Jesus Christ make it so clear that He was a shepherd and is the shepherd, and we're supposed to follow His way, His path. And we are anything but shepherds. In fact, the animals who come to us in trust, so many of us are harming them, hurting them, murdering them, and then attempting to eat them. And once again, the very commonsensical truth to everything: you want long life and health by eating death. That makes no sense, and that's common sense. And when they've taken the truth away from you, and you're scraping wherever you can to try and find any form of truth, you always have your common sense and intuition. Trust your inner self. Trust that silver cord. Trust your intuition. Trust that common sense that God bestowed all of us with, and you will know the difference, and you will know what's right and what's wrong. So when you live in denial, which is not just a river in Egypt, when you live in denial, you're in your left brain. And there is a tremendous price that we pay. That's good timing, because today I just uploaded on both YouTube and Rumble today the podcast that I did with Josh last year on mankind's food, and that is an incredible show, and I just put that up again for everyone to take another look at. So that's really good timing. As well. And I'll just let also everyone else know, I put up a new video today, and this was Chris Cross. So, look at the name Christopher Cross. That's Christ and Cross in his first and second names, Christopher Cross. And I did his great song, Ride Like the Wind. And
So good.
yeah, and I just attached, because they're connected in many ways. I attached movie clips from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which has a lot more to it than you might think, because it's the cabal chasing us. And the only way that you can is to ride. The only way you can find safety in this world has been to ride like the wind to God. And so I did that. And YouTube allowed the video to be posted for about 8 minutes, or maybe 1 minute. And they blocked it worldwide. So I can keep it up on the channel, but no one can see it. So that's very fair of them. Not. And so I just put it to Rumble. So if you go to MeWe, you can see the link for it there. And that is tremendous. I did a really good job with editing. That's one of the best, maybe the best video that I've ever done. That's such a great song. So that's another great treat for
Check it
everyone.
out.
Yeah,
It's really good.
It's really good. Chris Cross.
Oh, and Charlie, I forgot to mention that Tony's got a new series, The Divine Feminine.
Oh, yeah.
And she's had, I think she's done one episode already, and she's had with her, she had a guest, and it was wonderful. I didn't get to listen to the whole thing yet, but it was really good.
Yeah, and I listened to part of it as well, and it was excellent. Tony did an excellent job. So
check out her channel, Tony Wheel.
Tony Wheel, Weel. Toni.
Everybody knows Tony, no?
See, we.
All right. Well, did you have anything else, or do we want to jump right into the guest today? Let's do it. All right. First one up is Shri Balgaka. I'm saying that right.
No? Yes. Connecting. Beautiful. Do you know this one?
Balance and harmony. No, I don't know.
Kira and Yara.
Yay.
Hi, Yvonne. Who else do we have?
Hi, Vaughn. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Tyler. Hi,
Texas
Lisa.
Dad.
Whoa, Kira and Jeremiah.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Ken.
Cannot
But you
see
can't.
you.
Cannot see me. Okay.
Yeah, if you just hit the little start video button,
Oh, yeah.
I think I know who this
there you
is.
go.
Ah,
There you are.
hola,
Hola,
hola.
hola.
Hey, brother.
It is such a blessing to be here with you all. I'm Spencer, the Divine Dispenser. I've recently looked into my Dharma, and it says I'm an educator who can evolve into a warrior or devolve into a laborer. So that's something I recommend for everybody. That's pretty interesting. Also, I looked into my human design chart, and that opened my eyes a lot. In 2012, I read this book called Autobiography of a Yogi, which really changed my life. And just discovering meditation and the Om vibration really just shocked me. It absolutely shocked me. And then I discovered that you really absorb energy in meditation. So those were some huge ideas for me that really just, it made so much sense that they would try to hide this from us. So after high school, I made a lot of changes. I went plant-based. I've been plant-based over 10 years now, and I'm really proud of that I can speak to that experience to people that, hey, it's been a decade for me, you know? So I feel like that's something great. But in 2016, I wondered, or 2015, I wondered, could there be a person who gets into a position of power to really change things? And my intuition told me, like, yes, absolutely, because we are all part and parcel of the infinite creator. You know, we are all, you know, we're all connected. So I kind of, after that point, after Trump got elected, I kind of tuned out of the media. I kind of did a lot of traveling. And last year in 2020, I came across Charlie's videos, Charlie and Colleen. And truly, you know, at that point, I was in a state of fear. You know, the media was pushing the jab. I'm wondering, like, what's going on, and you really came to me as a beacon of light.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to thank you so much for that, and just getting into the fasting since then, and just but back to that point, just looking at all those details, reading between the lines, and just realizing that something different is going on. The dark cloud over the collective has been lifted. Anyways, it's just such a truly a great blessing to be here with you all. And I'm inspired to serve and help others because of what you're doing. I consider myself a protector of children and animals now. And that is my being, that is my place. And you helped me to find that. And thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Spencer, and yeah, it's wonderful to see you. We've had sort of an ongoing relationship with Spencer via communications, emails, and whatnot, or maybe WhatsApp with Colleen. But it's just one of those things where we just have so little time. Just trying to get ready for the show at 7 o'clock at night, and we're taking all day just to be late. So we just have so much work here. It's incredible. But when we do have these moments, they're just true blessings when we can get everyone together and have someone like Spencer here. And I really appreciate all the things that you said, and especially what you ended with, which is that that you now see yourself as a protector of animals and children, and so do Colleen and I, and I think that so does Justin, and I think that virtually all of our family, and remember, so many of our family are just sundered from us right now because they can't find us. You do a search for Freak Sense, you can't find a thing. Just recently, this past week, just on MeWe. Everything on MeWe has just grinded down to like nothing. So it's the end is coming because they're getting all their last licks in at Colleen and Charlie, because they are basically squeezed us out of everything. Buy Me a Coffee is kicking off. People who are sort of monthly donators to the Animal Rescue Sanctuary, they keep getting kicked off. We're losing sort of 5-10 a day kind of thing. So they're just taking their last sort of kicks at us while they can. So that's another good idea. We were talking about -48 that's a calm. He's available now. And that means that we are closing right in. We're getting right over the target. And then you see Spencer be on the show tonight, and that's another great sign, Spencer, that we're right over the target. And your comments are just perfect because I think we are zeroing in right over the target. And also, really quickly, to just quickly respond to what Spencer said, how about George Harrison? George Harrison gave out 2 things like crazy in his life.
That was Harry Potter, by the way.
He gave, hi Harry. George Harrison gave out for free tons. He just had copies stacked everywhere and gave out, to everyone. And that was copies of the book of the Paramahansa Yogananda, which was the autobiography of Yogi, and then also ukuleles, because it's frequency. It's all God is God is a frequency. It's all about frequency.
I can't wait to have enough resources to give everybody a
A
ukulele.
ukulele. Colleen's really good at
No,
playing.
I'm not. I'm just
Well,
learning, but I
you
love
are,
it. I
but
love it. I love
you
it.
just have no time to continue with it. That's all, sweetie. But you are really good with it, and you can't, like George Harrison said, and it's true. You can't play the ukulele without smiling. And
It's true. You can't pick this thing up and not just feel joy.
yeah, and the other thing that's great is that when you read the New Testament of the Bible, if you read it for yourself, you can't read that book without smiling and without pumping the fist. It's such a great book if you take the time to read it for yourself. Okay, back to Spencer.
Yeah, I recently just got back from Hawaii actually, and I met somebody who was playing ukulele, and it's definitely really inspiring, you know. And
Nice.
I would say that just in regards to what's happening, you start your intuition, and um, what you are talking about seems to be the only possible reality because if
Oh, we're just losing you a little bit there.
Yeah, it's getting really quiet.
We can't hear you, Spencer.
yeah, but the way that Charlie, Colleen, and Justin explain what's going on right now is truly the only answer, because guess what? We were headed to a very dark place. We would already be dead if the negative forces were in control. And that is the reality we come to terms with. And people had to be woken up like this before they get all the information. You know, like people were so in such a deep sleep, you know. Also,
Spencer? Spencer, can you hear me?
Santa Claus energy, Santa
Hey,
Claus.
hey, Spencer, it's really hard to hear you. I don't know what happened, but it just got super quiet all of a sudden, and we can't really hear anything.
Maybe just close your video, shut off your video for the moment, and so we can preserve the audio.
Hello?
I think it's something to do with your auto volume settings. So if you click on, I don't know if this does it on a phone, but next to the mute button, there might be a little arrow, and you can click on audio settings, at least on a computer. And you just want,
He's muted right now.
yeah, now you're muted completely.
Now he's back.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's better.
What was the last thing I said that you could hear?
We couldn't hear much. I think it'd be best just to start over.
Yeah, you were just talking about the ukulele in Hawaii, and then everything after that we didn't hear.
Yeah. Everything you guys have been talking about in regards to current events is the only thing that makes sense, because we would have already been dead or in camps if the negative forces were totally in control, you know? So I just got back from Hawaii. I witnessed myself the fear and the hysteria regarding COVID and just infections. And it really is just a matter of faith over fear when it gets right down to it, you know? And just with fasting, just with you talking about how basically just fasting and cleaning the body is really liberating your energy and to really do what they need to do, you know? So that's really exciting, and I totally believe it. I truly believe from the bottom of my heart that we are infinite spiritual beings, and that life just truly is amazing, and it seems to get better and better. You know, it really does seem to be perfect, and yeah, it's just really exciting. It's really exciting to be here.
It is an exciting time to be here, isn't it? It's really great. And to be able to find like-minded people and share all of that with is a beautiful thing. We're so lucky. Do you have your finger on the microphone maybe? Because
you know what? To be honest with you, somebody keeps trying to call me on Messenger, and I think it's messing with the volume. But anyway, you know what? Like I've said everything I need to say. You know, I truly just wanted to be here with you to give gratitude, and just any other details that you see going on in the world, I'd be amazed to hear just going forward, you know, to see these good signs and what your observations are. So
thank you, Spencer.
Well, one of the things that towards the end, right just before we got taken down off of everything, at that time, I was saying to everyone through Christmas, and then even with Trump's sort of finale on January 6th, that it rang inside of me that it was a farewell. and then of course that sort of fits because it looked like he was just going to allow this subterfuge to play out and be okay with it. But there was a part of me that sort of really felt like no, he was saying sort of goodbye, and that he had done his part. And Colleen was telling me today that she was listening to Negative 48, and that Negative 48 was saying that that this smooth transition that Trump talked about has already taken place, and that apparently John F. Kennedy Jr. is already president.
Well, that
Wow.
is.
And speaking of which, I just wanted to say to you that after I looked into the whole JFK Jr. thing, I rented a documentary on him from the library and just talking about his whole life and really just being able to see the details of him. And it's like this guy.
Hey, Charlie, why don't you guys try muting? I think we're getting some fan feedback. It might make him a little louder. All right, go ahead, Spencer.
Hello?
Yeah, that's a
No.
little better. Yeah, that's a little better. Just make sure to
All right.
speak loudly.
Okay. I just wanted to say that when I came across this documentary on JFK Jr., you know, you do the research for yourself. What sensing this guy's energy, you can tell he's American royalty. He's a threat if he's, you know, in a position of power like that, competing with Hillary. You can definitely tell this guy is not dead, you know? So, yeah, this guy's, if he really is in power right now, that is such an amazing blessing.
Yeah, there's a few things I think that need to take place, but I think that very, very, very soon we're going to see some huge action. We can't give dates because obviously, you know, we've been proven so many times over and over again that you just can't give a date. But it's happening very, very soon.
And just the fact that Biden has been president, like, how can you possibly believe he's actually in a position of power? You know, that's proof enough that this is a story playing out, that they are showing us just how ludicrous this whole situation is, you know? Yeah, that's what makes sense to me, you know?
Yeah, let me just reiterate for everyone again. You know, Colleen and I have shared again and again and again that we only share the truth, and that we would never steer anyone wrong, and that we absolutely knew these things. And but we know these things in such a way because when you know, you know. And I don't know how many people actually really understand what that expression means. It means that when you know it inside of you, when you feel it like it's an absolute, you just know it because it comes to you from within, then you know. When you know, you know. That's what they mean when they say, when you know, you know. And and so for Colleen and I that do all of the work to be able to take our great gifts that have been given seriously and pay back, we're really connected within. And so these things we know. And then what we've shared with everyone all along is that, you know, if you want to know that that the Q team is real and that Trump is a good guy, take the time to read the Q post. No, I don't want to. No, I'm just going to bitch, moan, and complain because I don't want to take the time to real. I don't have the time. Doesn't matter. You're denying genius. And how much genius has there been in the last 100 years in this world? There hasn't. They squished it out and they've replaced it with something called mediocrity. And that's what you're lowering your standards to all the time, is mediocrity. And then when people come along that are giving you something that's gifted, inspired, elevated, enlightened, you're in denial or you know, or you're sort of 1 foot out, 1 foot in. Again, the same thing that we said with John F. Kennedy Jr. Just if you took the time, and even Justin, Colleen and I, we decoded John F. Kennedy Jr. on Jay Leno. And if you took the time on your own just to go through the interviews, videos with John F. Kennedy Jr., what you see is a superior intellect. I was just watching another one. I was telling Colleen just before I stayed up all night the other night, and I was trying to catch up on
Not sleep.
trying to catch up on negative 48. And just before I started, I watched a 12-minute and 12-second, 12 video with JFK Jr. on Larry King. And in the first minute of the show, and it tells you that Larry King has been part of the White Hats and is a good guy. The interview was completely coded. And Larry King opens up and he says, so boy, you were a lawyer and now you got a magazine. And he says, well, I still am a lawyer. And I got a magazine. And so Larry King said, so, what sort of inspired you to do a magazine? He said, well, Q and others like you. And he said Q. He said Q. You can't mistake it, and you just go watch it for yourself. You can't miss it. Just go John F. Kennedy Jr. with Larry King. It's 12 minutes and 12 seconds. Listen to it for yourself. And then the whole thing is just sort of code between the two of them. And Larry King is making things clear that he's aware of what's going on. And so if you do the work, then you will know. When you know.
After there's so many layers of all of this, you just know.
And that's what I said to everyone, and I'll pass it back over to you guys. But what I said to everyone is that when you see the planning detail that went into this, and then the inspiration behind Junior and why he did everything, and then you see his intellect. The Clintons didn't outsmart him. The Bidens didn't outsmart him. He outsmarted them. And what's the one thing that is consistent with all of the Kennedy deaths? So President Kennedy's assassination in Dallas and then Robert Kennedy's assassination in Los Angeles, both on the 33rd parallel, by the way.
You mean besides the fact that the entire world was heartbroken when that happened?
For sure, that's one of the consistencies. And then when his plane went down, Junior's plane went down July 16. I'm born July 17. Colleen's born July 18. His plane went down July 16, 1999. What is all in common? It's a shit show. Every one of these assassinations are just absolute shit shows. They're just so many bizarre things that we've always attributed to the bad guys, and they're trying to cover up. But like Colleen said on our podcast yesterday, this is very likely, because you got two players playing at the same thing, a real assassination trying to happen, and then a John Galt in real time taking place. So that there's no two ways about it. You look at those three, and then look at Lee Harvey Oswald's assassination with Jack Ruby. It's a shit show. And it's like, that's Jack Ruby. No, it isn't. How do you know that that's Jack Ruby? You don't. And what's the first thing they did before they did anything else, even trying to wrestle the gun away from Jack Ruby? They rushed like crazy to put a jacket over Jack Ruby so you couldn't see him. And then they whisked him away. And he still had the gun in his hand. He could have been shooting police officers. They didn't care. They just needed to get a jacket over his head. It's insanity. All of it is insane. So all of it.
So past proves future.
Past proves future. Yeah. So it's just what I wanted to say and share is that laziness, sloth is quite likely the biggest of all of the 7 deadly sins, because when you become so jaded or negative or just out and out lazy to do the work to know yourself, and when you know, then you've truly fallen. And that's what Colleen and I have been sharing for 3 years now. We have been saying to you from day one, we're telling you the truth about everything. We guarantee it, and that you can know too, but you got to do the work. And so few people want to do the work. And then, when Trump got kicked out on the 22nd or the 21st, and Biden rushed in, then there's just, oh my God, so many people putting their licks in, saying, oh, Charlie boy, you got all, oh, well, we'll see. That's what I said to everyone. Like the wise monk says, we'll see. And we'll see if people have the courage and the class to be able to stand up and say, oh, 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 you were right about everything. Sorry about that. So we'll see.
Parker
Regards
asked,
to what
is
you
JFK alive? Yes, he's alive.
JFK Jr. is not only alive, he's the president.
can hear me.
Go ahead.
It's really quiet. Just get really
All right.
close and speak up. And
In
adju-
regards to what you said about sloth, I think that serving others, can really help that greatly when you're getting inspired to serve and help others. How can I help? Charlie and Colleen talked about wanting to travel to be able to just help other people, and that's it. When it gets down to it, that's it. And I'm here to be a leader in this time. And at times I've felt lost because I'm supposed to be a guide. So if anybody needs some help or guidance, my email is divinedispenser2020@gmail.com. I'm here to help, and I truly just want people to transition to a healthier lifestyle with tools that are practical that can help them. So.
Beautiful. Thank you, Spencer.
Thank you, brother.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I appreciate you for being here. Yeah, I don't have much to add
Warrior.
to all that. It was very well said all around.
Thank you for your service to the animal,
Oh, our pleasure.
and I hope I can come visit soon and see you.
Absolutely. When we're a little more organized.
Mhm.
Justin can attest to that.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Slowly but surely, we're getting there. All right, brother, did you have any closing comments or last question before we move on to the next guest?
That's all for now.
Okay.
I'm
Spencer,
sure something will come up, but I'm sure there'll be other opportunities.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate
Have
you,
a
and
great night. I love you all.
love you too, brother. Take care.
bye, Spencer. Love it.
Thanks, Spencer. That was great. Again, just God has been providing us precisely the kind of guests that we require week in and week out. And just before Diane comes on, just really quickly to everyone, I didn't hear anything directly. It was just coming from Colleen, but I think Colleen was saying that they're alleging that JFK Sr., President 35 JFK, is alive, and that the transition back to his presidency has happened. That Junior is the vice president. I think technically is what they're saying. So
Yeah.
Let it-
Hey, Diane. We see a chair, or what I think is a chair cushion.
Right, that's the bad. I'm trying to switch it. I'm so sorry. Keep
Oh,
talking.
that's
Sorry.
okay. It's okay. If you click the little arrow on your camera, so
No,
you see well, but then she can't see us. You see the little stop video button. There's a little arrow next to that.
Oh, no, I see. Oh, yes.
Okay, click that and just make sure that when it says should say select camera. There you go. There we go.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Hi, Dan. Welcome,
Hi.
sister.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. And you know what? Thank you guys so much for filling in the blanks. I always knew the vaccines were bad. I had written to you earlier. I adopted my daughter from China, and it was a 22-hour flight there, but a 24-hour flight back. And I had asked, well, if we're halfway around, why don't we just finish? And Betty thought I was a moron for asking that question. And then I realized, well, that's probably because they want to waste fuel and then blame us for greenhouse gases and, make it more expensive. It's just how I rationalized it. But yeah. And, I just don't even want to go there with her situation, why she got adopted. Like, who knows what we're going to find out. And I just, so when people are asking what's taking so long, I just want to say, well, I'm from Massachusetts, so I'd like to apologize for everybody else that lives in this state that is absolutely clueless, and they keep bragging they got their third and fourth and fifth shot. Yeah, it's Massachusetts that's taking so long. Sorry. I'm on day 96 of my juice cleanse. So
Nice.
we're going.
Oh, good
Yeah.
gracious.
Well, actually, but it's day one without weed, and that's been years and years. So I finally got it when I listened to you guys the other night talking about you'll not get that connection, and it's like, well, what am I doing? So granted, I'm going to need all new friends now, but I get to talk to God, so there's that. Yeah. Right. So in my city here in Massachusetts, they keep referring it to as the #1 place to live, and home prices have gone up. The people bidding on houses getting over 100,000 above asking price. It's crazy. But I know the mayor is on the wrong side of this. He's introduced the smart city and the bike path and the 5G. So it's just a matter of time. We had flooding the other day. We had an earthquake. We had an earthquake. And now my state rep, her name is Catherine Clark, and she was announced to be the next Nancy Pelosi.
Uh-huh.
So it's going to come down. Yeah, she was in white and she was talking. It was after his first State of the Union where they're going to try to commit suicide. She was talking, Kellyanne Hub News had her, I was like, oh, she's going down. So that's exciting to know that she'll be gone soon. So I do, sort of what was this? The last guest was just talking about. So I've noticed now, as we've talked about the letters, I've got the 2 N's and the 2 L's. I'm an Aries born on April 12th. So that's 7. Born at 3:13 a.m., which is another 7. I live at 111 First Street.
Wow.
4 ones. So I did just paint my house purple because I just felt that was appropriate. Right. So you had mentioned, Charlie, that you did not care to go through your Akashic records. And I guess similar to your last guest, like, I need to find out, why am I here? Like, I think there was a reason. Is that Pandora's box? You just don't want to open it? Or is there just other ways I can receive the message? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Because right now I'm selling kitchens and baths so people can cook all their food. Those refrigerators that Nancy Pelosi had, and, with the rotisserie, so you can get your meat just the way you like it, so yeah, won't be doing that much longer, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
but don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself at all. That the advice Colleen and I have been giving to everyone for quite a while is just get busy doing the work you are, and take joy in these last days of what it is that you have been doing, and put pride, like I can see with you, Diane, that you do. So just continue to take pride in what you're doing and stuff, and maybe just have sort of a retrospective feel for everything right now, because it's all going away. So relax. This is one of the reasons why Colleen and I are the way we are, and why we've been so strong these 3 years that we've been doing this, is to try and give those that can read between the lines and feel and sense the energies, to give you courage and strength to calm down, relax, and to know that we got this. Know that this is God's plan. Know that we got this. And what you're seeing is a movie, and this movie is in its final legs. And so now what you're looking at is the end of an era, an end of a long era. I mean, it's been on accelerated drive for the last 110 years. So since Einstein, things have really gone down the shitter. But we've been in the Babylonian captivity for almost 6,000 years. So you can generally say 6,000 year Babylonian captivity. And all of this is about to change. So loans are impossible because usury is illegal, can't exist. If you charge interest, you bankrupt the principal. The only thing that exists is what is, and that's principal. So you can't charge interest on principal, or you don't have the money, and then you're just in this downward spiral to constantly print more money to be able to pay the interest that you can never pay back because you charged interest on principal. So all of this is just childish, juvenile, stupid, ridiculous, corrupt, criminal, and it's all going away. You are watching. So and that's kind of why I started the show the way I started it and said what I said about what they're doing to Colleen and I. They're just in their last legs. So You're watching an evil, disgusting, because they just get uglier and uglier by the moment. So you're watching an evil, ugly, disgusting beast in its death throes, and it's just violent and grotesque right now. And enjoy it. Enjoy it. George Carlin had it exactly right. You know, and when you're born into this world, you're born with the ticket to the freak show. When you're born in America, you have a ticket on the 50-yard line to the freak show.
Front row seat.
Front row seat. And so enjoy it. So everyone in your town, you know, I don't mean it in the sense that relish that people are going to get sick, but you know, just know that the truth will come out and people will then be forced to deal. And you know, I heard a great thing from Negative 48, I think yesterday, and he said that no, not everyone is going to be okay with this. He said obviously those that are lying will continue to lie and try to defend themselves before they're executed. But he said that there are a number of people who said are so lost that they will continue to deny everything just to sort of win, just to, and that's just a person who's so inert in their ego, in their left brain. And you know, maybe they do need to you know, a jump start and another kick at the wheel and another kick at the can. So with everything, don't judge others right now. Don't judge yourself. Most importantly, do not judge yourself. So what you're doing, hey, you know, come on. You've been forced into everything, Diane, and just the fact that you're on 96th day of a juice fast is you know, purple rain, 96 tears. And
adopting a beautiful little girl from China. Oh my God. Thank you so
Who
much.
of course had to get the vaccine, you know, 'cause,
yeah, exactly. But that's okay. That's okay because when you know better and do better, God is blessing miracles to you and through you in every single moment. He can heal the jab. He can heal anything and everything, but you have to ask for it. This is how everything works. You just have to be humble and penitent enough to go, geez, God, I don't have this. I don't have a handle on any of this, and I could use your help. I could use your hand. And when you do so, then he comes storming in because you're his favorite creation of all time, and that's all it's ever taken. So right now, know that this is a maudlin moment. Know that this is the end of a grotesque, disgusting system. Know that you did your best, Diane. You did your best, and you're doing a great job, and that God is blessing you in this moment, and be okay with just continue to do what you do, and it's okay. It's all okay. What's coming is going to make up for everything. And then, like Spencer echoed, and I know Diane has already done this, so we know Diane is 100% in, Justin's 100%, Eugene's 100% in, Kira and Jeremiah 100% in, Colleen lives and breathes this, and that's this. From now on, we are the protectors of the elderly. We are the protectors of children. We are the protectors of animals. We are the protectors of truth. Those things are sacred, and we need to stand up and we need to protect them. Moving forward, that's your job in life. Have fun, be loving, give, and protect these precious creations of the Father, and then the rewards are built into the work. You'll have nothing but the most brilliant, blessed life by just doing that. So we are the shepherds of this earth, and we should start acting like it. So right now, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Popcorn relates to destruction of the cabal, and fireworks are going to go off. They invested a lot of money, and I mean literally, in movies like V for Vendetta, which watch again. Watch The Matrix again. I know you've seen it 100 times. Watch it again. You'll see more. And watch V for Vendetta again. It's going to happen. It's happening. They keep, I couldn't believe it the other night when, because I've been speculating this, but Negative 48 mentioned Independence Day. Do you remember what's the famous scene in Independence Day?
Is that the one with
it was Tom Cruise.
Will Smith?
Yeah, Will Smith was
Will
like
Smith.
a pilot, and then
Do you remember?
yeah, and so the White House.
Boom. That's what I'm voting for, is the
Booms.
finale of V for Vendetta, when that
Oh,
music comes
oh,
out,
birds,
boom, 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 boom.
all of them.
And
Yeah.
I'm voting for the Vatican,
Washington,
same demise.
London, Vatican City.
So
Boom.
the pyramid.
Yeah. Yeah. Unholy Trinity. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Get your popcorn ready and watch, enjoy the booms, because the
Yep.
booms come in threes.
Yeah,
Oh,
and yes, seriously, thank you for all that you're doing. I mean, you're such a like the amount of vibrancy that is coming through the screen as you speak and as you talked about the journey that you're going on. It's very
cool.
powerful. It's very palpable. So
You are
keep
a
doing it.
beautiful light.
Mm.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, thank
And
you.
and just to kind of jump into, you had a little question about Akashic records and accessing those.
Yeah.
So my understanding is, you know, if we're using someone else to access our Akashic records, it just introduces issues where you don't know how clean their connection is, and especially if their diet is not strong or whatever else, you know, people advertise they could very well be connecting to that, but it just is a risk, and it's kind of saying, I don't trust that God's going to reveal to me exactly what I need him to, you
Exactly.
know. And
Okay.
so
Is that? Yep. Okay.
so all the Akashic records is, it's just the infinite knowledge of God, you know, the culmination of this collective experience. And so God is always going to present to us exactly what we need to see. Now, God works in mysterious ways, and if there was some divine leading to a particular person that might read you your Akashic records, maybe that's the way that you're supposed to hear that. But as soon as we start trying to force it and manipulate the situation and go out of it just for curiosity's sake or whatever else, then we're kind of like losing faith in the whole process and saying we don't trust that we're going to be led to the right space at the right time. So just be mindful of that. I think that would be that's kind of my take on that, but I'll hand it over to Charlie and Colleen if they want to add anything more on that one.
No, I like that. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, and just literally to go to God, to find God, go within, and just refine that connection. And that's what we're trying to do. So we're cleaning up our diet. We're breathing deep. We're moving our bodies in yoga. We are going within and just meditating, and that's
it. And that is absolutely perfect.
and
And
keep
that's
doing those things. Is that wax on, wax off,
Yeah.
wax on, wax off, and you will get that connection, and you will be clearer and clearer, and suddenly it'll just be like you're having a conversation
Yeah.
with God.
And you absolutely will.
And you are right now. You probably just don't know it.
That's right. That's exactly right again, sweetheart. And also to everyone else, the kind of people that you're looking for, like we've always made a big deal of those who practice Reiki and of course yoga and doing meditation, and of course it all starts with your food. When you do these things, or when you go to those kinds of people, so enlightened chiropractors that are putting you into alignment and are doing it spiritually and naturally and holistically, when you go to those kinds of people, they're the ones that are really helping you. They're the ones that are going to unveil your Akashic records. Now, they won't tell you themselves, but what they're doing is they're putting you into alignment so that the Akashic records flow through you via God. And that's where they need to come from. So what you're looking for is not someone to tell you. Like Colleen and I have always tried to be this and do this for everyone, which is that we're pointing you in the right direction. But you have to do the work, because ultimately this journey within, only you can do. That's why Gene Roddenberry said with Star Trek, to boldly go where no man has gone before, because it's your vessel, it's your show. He's talking to you individually. It's some people have gone there before, but no man or woman in your realm has gone there before. Listen and learn. But you have to do this journey. So any one of these practitioners, sacred practitioners that are cleaning you up and are aligning you physically, metaphysically, they're the ones that are worth their weight in gold. Those are the ones that you go to, because they're going to help you to align yourself, and then you're going to tap into that frequency. 101, 107.1 FM, 107.1 FM. And you just get into alignment, and then you can't shut this stuff off. Like I said to everyone, in 2021, there's been a little less of it from God, and I think it's a mercy from the frantic pace that everything was coming to me in 2019 and 2020. So it's that's what you want to do. Those people, just and let me call out Justin again. A while ago there were some idiots that made some negative comments about Justin because of some affiliation to some group. It just, anyways, but what Justin has done throughout this entire process is he's quietly made himself available to help people who were going through a lot. And Colleen and I did not have the time to be able to take on any more phone calls or Zoom calls or anything. And that's what Justin did. And then see, that's helping, because Justin has always been teaching and saying the same thing, which is that I can't do this for you. You have to find your answers. You have to go within, you have to do it yourself. So once again, Justin is another one of these wonderful souls that has helped to put people in alignment. That's what it's all about.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you again for everything. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Diane. So glad you were here.
We can't wait to meet all you beautiful people. Like, seriously.
Well, I'm gonna have a beach house with the rooftop garden, so you can come vacation with me. That's really
Would love to.
awesome. Bring the dogs.
Oh, not all of them. No. I'll bring one or two.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks, sister.
Diane, for all you do. Thank you. Blessings. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Another
All right.
perfect guest
She was
for right now.
beautiful. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
Absolutely
perfect.
perfect.
God
Yeah.
is so amazing when he lines these people up. And thank you, Justin, for listening and taking the calls.
Of course, that's what I'm here for. Here to help. And yeah, just to echo what Charlie said, people are always welcome to schedule one-on-ones if they just want someone to chat to, go over any sort of issues you're having. I don't charge. I will never charge. Contributions are always appreciated, but I always say, for anyone, just to pay the energy forward if you can't pay back financially. But yeah, I'm always available, always willing to help. So don't hesitate to reach out. So our next guest is Willow.
What a beautiful name.
Yeah. What an amazing name.
Kichoki. What a lovely. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Kichoki? Chichoki? Chichoki?
Chichoki?
Willow Chichoki.
Willie Chichoki.
Hey, Willow. I'm not sure if you can hear us.
Hi, Willow. We love you.
Hi, Willow. I love you. Kira and Jeremiah are jumping out of the chat room, and they just wanted to say good night to everyone. They have to go do something. Thanks for being there. We love you guys.
Thank you, guys. We love you. Willow, we want to speak to you.
Hey, Willow, can you hear us?
It's hard to sometimes figure these programs out if you've never done.
Christopher Druce is back in the house tonight. Nice to see you again, Chris.
Where?
Chris has been asking me to decode some of the heavy metal bands.
Ooh. There you
Hello,
are.
Willow.
Hi, Willow.
Hi, Willow.
We see you, but now you're frozen.
Frozen.
It's just Mexico that had a crappy connection.
And we can't hear you. So sometimes if the connection's weak, just make sure you close out literally everything else that could be using internet right now. And that'll help sort of streamline towards Zoom only. We are communicating through Zoom, so no need to have YouTube open at the moment.
Yeah, Tamara, September 11th. Wow, 20th anniversary. I have a feeling it's going to be a very big day.
I think it's a big possibility, but again, it can be moved back. It can be moved back if we need more time, if more people need it.
I'm an eternal
Absolutely.
optimist.
That's absolutely. But the energy, there's no doubt about it. The 9/11 is the single event that brought most of us here, that woke most of us up, and so they're not going to miss on this. If it doesn't necessarily happen on that day, that's another matter. But the energy of 9/11 is what woke most of the people who are awake. It's what did it.
It's soon and it's gonna be epic. I just know that. But it is a big day.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Willow.
And negative 48 is kind of.
Hello?
Oh, there you are.
You are?
We can hear you.
Hi. Okay, awesome.
And now but we can't see you now. We saw
But
you
if-
for just
but
a
if that's as
second.
good as it gets, then we're okay.
Yeah, but we can deal with just hearing you if that's all we got.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Maybe I can figure out how to turn.
Yes, Robert David Steele has died, so we hear.
Allegedly, yes. There you are.
We know that we can't believe
That
it.
it? Awesome.
I think so. Yeah, it's a bit frozen, but I think we can make do with that. Hopefully we can hear you clearly.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to introduce myself and give awesome thanks to Charlie and Colleen and you, Justin, all three of you. So many blessings. Just pile it on with the hundreds of thousands of other people that you guys have just really helped me get back on the road again, back to finding God, all the bonuses that go with that. So I am thoroughly grateful. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I resigned from my war with Kay. I'm in my 4th week of not working, and it's like a whole different, it's like, and I'm telling people I'm getting out of the make topics, and most of the people that's awesome. And so being away really where it's at. So
Oh, do
So
we-
what, Willow, I think your connection might be a little slow. So if you just want to go ahead and turn off the video,
I can
just
get down their way.
Willow, if you can hear me, just go ahead, hit the button that says stop video. And that'll help preserve bandwidth so that we can hear you better, hopefully. Now try speaking.
Okay,
Yeah, that's much
I
better.
hit stop video, and is that better?
Yes,
Perfect.
it is.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
repeat the last like 5 seconds of what you were talking about. We lost it.
Oh, I'm not really sure what that last 5 seconds included, but major thanks. And my intent is to come down there to Mexico and find a place to hang out with a community of like-minded people. So it's just a huge new adventure opening up for me. And thank you guys. God bless.
Yeah. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Willow. And just to remember to everyone, really, more than anything else, it's just about kind man and kind woman. That's what it's all about. Is just kindness and helping one another. And that's the beautiful thing when we as a species start to help one another again. That's what's beautiful. And when we get to the mindset where Colleen and I operate from, which is that you know, everyone should have access to all things that are necessary in life. There should be no limitations. If we live in a world moving forward where it's a crapshoot whether you can pay your rent every single month, we've accomplished nothing. You must take this war with decay away. It's evil. It's pure evil, and it serves no purpose, as we talked about on our live show yesterday. Serves no purpose in a meaningful, positive sense. It's just there to control you. The war with decay. Work, a job is persecution, as Josh X likes to teach, and he's so right. And so moving forward, we just cannot have. You're born free. Libra, 3 o'clock on the dial. 1 is Leo, the father. 2 is Virgo, the mother. 3 is the child who's born free, Libra. And, you know, the 2 levels on the astrological sky clock is Libra and Aries. You're born free to do what? Rise. rise, rise. If you're going to a job to earn money because food costs money, water costs, what the, it's so wrong. It's so wrong. It's so upside down. So those things can't exist. So moving forward, they can't exist. If they do exist, we've accomplished nothing. And nothing. That we are co-shareholders in the most perfect creation ever. So get busy with preserving the most perfect creation ever. That's why you're here. To find yourself while helping others preserve this perfect creation. God is perfection. The mother is grace. And we are the golden child. We are. Tomb. But you don't become gold until you go in your tomb. The world is always happening. Inside you out, not outside in. That's one of the... It's a miracle that I figured that out as a young man. I think it was, I've told that story before, I think it was about 12 at the time. And it just struck me that their story was that there's an out there, and that the out there is it's been around forever. And the best that we can do is just do our best to deal with it, and that's it. And that it's so difficult and complex. There are people who are good at that stuff, and they'll take care of that stuff, and you just go about your little pathetic life. And I just said to myself, that can't be true. And I meant it in a very humble way, but that could not be true, and it isn't true. So you're here to discover you, and you must be free. You're born free, and you're born free on the level to rise. So I'll pass it back to Willow, but thank you for saying those things, Willow, and wanting to be part of this free expression of self-discovery.
Thank you, Charlie. I do appreciate all the words and the thoughts. It is an adventure, and in times it's difficult, but all the difficult stuff, it just washes away with when the bliss comes and the glorious synchronicity happens. All of that gets washed away, and it's just all happiness. So as my body gets cleaned out and my virtues become strong and confident, I will just get better and better at bringing in the godhood. So thank you guys for helping me on this path.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for doing the work. Seriously. Thank yourself. That's beautiful.
My pleasure. Oh my gosh, my pleasure.
And your light is shining, and it's just adding to everybody else's. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we can hear it in your voice. We can hear that light and that spark in your voice, Willow. And and pat yourself on the back. In fact, we want everyone to start doing that. I want everyone to take these next few months and really just trust us again, and listen to what we're saying. This is the end of this disgusting system, and that is cause for celebration. But it's also the passing of the way we've done things. And what I want you to do is to realize, while you may not be in sync with all the things that you've done, you were forced into doing them. You were forced since you were first born. So this is not on you. It isn't on you. It's only on you when you know better and then choose not to do better. But most of us haven't known better until just recently. So I want everyone to give yourself a big hug and a big pat on the back. And I want you to just be a little bit, like I said, retrospective in nature over this next little while, and say goodbye to an era that probably should never have been. But nonetheless, you did your best. You tried your best through this process, through these evil times, and now we're coming to something better. So don't be judgeful, don't be angry, don't be hateful. You know, it's a movie. Be thankful that the movie is here to show us the depth of their depravity, so that we'll never ever forget this. And hug yourself. Give yourself a big hug, because moving forward, we have lots and lots and lots to do. We have mountains to move.
And we have people to move those mountains.
yes, we do.
That's right.
We're
We
becoming,
know how to do it with Sonics.
we're
Exactly.
becoming, yeah, all K-lined and magical and
Magnetic.
regeneration and
Oh,
all
yeah, magic.
magnetic, exactly.
Beautiful. Well, Willa, did you have any sort of closing comments or anything you want to leave off on?
Thank you and God bless.
Aw,
Thank you so much, sister.
Willow, we love you.
Love
you
you
so
so
much.
much, Willow.
We love you too. Woo. I'll see you later.
See you later.
Forward to it. Good night, Willow.
Buenas noches.
Buenas
Buenas
noches.
noches, amiga.
All right. Lisa, you are up next.
Hi, Lisa, connecting to audio. Anything there you want to?
What
Tell me something about the Great Divide,
Q26
Donovan. There is
Anthony
a
was
mountain.
asking.
Tell me something about the Great Divide.
He was talking about
Donovan,
the
there is a
band. There's a variation of Yes. Yeah, I'll be doing a number of Yes songs coming up as well. I'm a huge fan of all of them, especially John Anderson. So, and what is Donovan? First there is a mountain, then there is no mountain, then there is meditation.
The Great Divide between.
The Great Divide. The Great Divide, Q is always the continental divide. The horizontal divide is always the divide. Yes. Right in the left hemisphere of the ring. Fan of all of them, especially John Anderson.
Hey, Lisa, you just want to make sure you close out your YouTube video, because otherwise we're gonna get echo.
That's okay. We make a mistake every day.
Yep.
Hi, Lisa. Welcome.
Hi,
Lisa.
Nice to
Hi.
see you.
nice to see you guys.
Wonderful to see Lisa Berg. Thank you for your beautiful comments and thank you for all your wonderful support, Lisa. We appreciate it very much.
Of course. Yes, you guys are amazing. When I
Thank you.
started on election night with, I had just had enough with of all the crap and not having truth and nothing made sense. And I literally was praying and I was like, dear God, please just show me truth. It's all I want. And before you know it, I found you guys. And before you know it, you brought us Josh X and things like that. And I've just been going down this path. And I have a couple of questions for you. One, okay, so you know how so much of the Bible you guys teach and talk about is an allegory. And so many things that we weren't, I mean, I went to a parochial school for Pete's sake for 9 years. And so much of what you are teaching, I was never taught. and so what it made me think, if all of these complex things Jesus is referencing, and the 12 disciples or the 12 cranial nerves, and if he's talking about the single eye and casting your net to the right, and everything is in reference to these complex ideas about the human body and how to be connected with God. It makes me wonder, is the whole story of him sharing his, eat, take this bread, it's my body, take this cup, it is my blood, and do it in remembrance of me, is that, it just seems so remedial that he would want us to do something so basic, and I don't even know if I'm saying this right. It just doesn't make sense.
Right. Exactly. The literal explanations always fall short, and they've done it on purpose. They know that this, see, again, all of this was written by extremely intelligent, enlightened, beautiful, caring people, the Essenes and the Gnostics. And these are ancient peoples. I mean, forget this 6,000 year stuff. These are people who've been around for a long time. So so everything is written in allegorical terms because they're fantastical stories and you won't forget them. And then the idea about the Bible is that it was always meant to be taught mother, father to son and daughter. So it's over the fireplace, it's over the fire pit that you teach the Bible, parents to children. And that's always been the tradition. It's only recently in our history that it's had to be in a book form. And then what's the first thing they did when it came to a book form? They hid most of it, and then they tried to change certain things, and then they teach it the wrong way. Everything that Joshua, Jesus Christ teaches in the Bible about the church or organized religion is that they're pure evil. He never said anything different. He never said that any one of them was any good and that any of them had any answers and that you need to go anywhere. Never once did Jesus ever describe what he was doing was as a ministry. And so he never had a ministry to pass on to anyone. And if he was to pass it on to someone, it would have been to his wife, companion, Mary Magdalene. It certainly wouldn't have been to Peter. And then if it was passed to Peter, the first thing Peter absolutely would not have done is go on a pilgrimage to Rome. So I mean, it's horseshit. It's complete lies. So the Bible is an allegory. But the thing that we've tried to share with you with decoding the Bible, and we're going to get back into it hopefully relatively soon with Genesis, which is such an amazing book. It's the blueprint to everything, and it's so clear. The Bible is clear. So yeah, they speak in allegories, but that's because these fantastical stories, you'll remember them, but they drive home the point. So you can't miss the point unless you have somebody telling you what the point is and they're lying to you. And then you believe those people because they're holy, and that if you question them, not only those people, but everyone around you will beat you or stone you to death. So that's not God. That's not Jesus. The truth is in those beautiful words. No matter what they tried to do, they've made actually very, very few changes in the Bible because they don't know the genius that wrote it. So you can help yourself by reading the Bible for yourself. So with Jesus, when he's talking about feeding the multitudes with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, this again is that he's saying that I am the Son of Man and I am come from God. God sent me here. But what Jesus is saying is I had to do the work. And he says this again and again and again. Jesus said, I had to do the work. No man cometh from God unless they first rose. That's why Jesus went on and on about Moses and Moses in the desert and casting his staff down and turning into a serpent, because that is how we rise again. That you cast down the spine, that's an allegory for letting go of the physical realm and that defining yourself as physicality. And there's no better example of that than the spine. So the moment that you cast down the spine, you can't cast down your spine. But the moment that you say there's something more to me than the spine is the moment that the Kundalini rises. So then the staff turns to the serpent. And that is the magnetic mother energy, the magnetic pure Virgin Mother Mary, who then takes this freedom that you've now given her, and she uncoils 3.5 times, and the last half turn goes right to the pineal gland. And so everything is just made so clear. So Genesis 1:29 tells you your food. That's it. It's right at the beginning in Genesis, and you have to fully understand 1:29 in Genesis. You have to know all of Genesis, but you have to particularly know what he's saying in 27 through 31, which is the end of chapter 1 in Genesis. So from 27 to 31, it defines that your food are seed-bearing plants. That's what he gave, and of course it is, because it's free, and it's it's alkaline, and it's healthy, and it's good, and there's abundance of it, and it costs nothing. just the more you eat, the more trees you yourself make, and it's a perfect system. It's an absolute perfect system. So then, where does all this other stuff come into play? Where does taking the sacrament of Jesus and chomping away on his body and drinking his blood, where does that come into play? Where does the killing of the firstborn males in each of these households, where does all of this come into play? They're allegories, and they're very powerful, important allegories. And what they're discussing is the metaphysical realm. So when the Bible talks about any time that, God would never kill any child. He's the creator of all. He would never kill his own creation. So this is an allegory for taking no thought for your life. This is why, again, you need to read the Bible for yourself and listen carefully to Jesus Christ and what Jesus teaches. Jesus, the most important thing that Jesus taught, and it's what he taught nonstop: take no thought for your life. When you think, your thinking brain is your left brain. That's the dying brain. That's the 10% brain. That's the 10% tithing to God. You give of your dying left brain, which is the serpent ego brain, and you give it freely to God, and he hands you the whole world. He hands you the earth. He hands you above and below. He hands you everything. That's the price. Nothing comes for free in this world. You have to pay the price. The price is 10 cents. The price is 10%. The price is 10. That's your left brain. When you stop taking thought for yourself, then you have to have thought. And if you're not taking it, where does it come from? It comes from God. And so therefore, this is the holy sacrament of Jesus Christ, who is from God. He's the Son of Man who came from God. But Jesus said, like Moses in the desert, Jesus cast down his rod and he rose up to heaven. And even the Son of Man has done the same as Moses and has come back down. You must rise before you can come back down. You must rise before you can come back down. Jesus is teaching us, telling us that he did the work. Moses did the work. Jesus did the work. And they cast down the physicality and they rose. So when you take up the teachings of Jesus Christ, that's eating of Jesus Christ. And when you speak the words of Jesus Christ, that is drinking the blood of Jesus Christ. So this sacrament of the body, the wafer, and the blood of Jesus is when you act it, live it, do it, and speak it, then you are Christ-like. And that's what we're supposed to be. We're not worthless sinners. We are the children of God. Jesus came first to show us the way. That's why he is the light, the truth, and the way. He came first to be those things for us. And then you honor that, or he stays on the cross getting nailed and nailed and nailed. Every time we sin, he gets more. And I thought everybody loved Jesus. I thought everybody cared for Jesus. I thought everybody cried when they saw the Passion of the Christ that Mel Gibson made about Jesus on the cross. Stop sinning! Stop sinning! What did Jesus say when they brought the fornicating woman into the square in Jerusalem, and everybody wanted to, they're picking up rocks like left, right, and center because they just wanted to beat her to death, right? Jesus said, okay, fine, whatever, just let the first person cast the stone, he who has not known sin. They all dropped their rocks, and it's like, you're such a downer, man. We were ready to just ping her to death. But, you just, this whole no sin thing, you got us. Okay, you got me again. And that's it. So that's what Jesus is saying. And the Bible is so simple. Jesus is an entire book. He's one of the two Bibles. He's the blue bull, the higher bull. Bi is two, bull, bi, bull, two bulls. The two bulls of that is the Bible. The blue bull, the higher bull, the right bull is the New Testament. And that's all about Jesus Christ. And all you have to do, like Bill Donahue teaches and says, just listen to his word and do his word. How hard is that? And it isn't hard. It truly isn't. Just be Christ-like in every moment, and that is taking of the bread of, or the body of Christ, and that is drinking of the blood. So when you do his works, that is taking of the body. When you speak his works, that is drinking the blood of Jesus. You're not a zombie. You're not, you're not a cannibal. You're not Cain
So
ate Abel.
did it turn into this ritualistic kind of thing through the Catholic Church? I mean, don't you think it's ironic that we're doing this ritual that they eat the body and blood of our babies, and they're doing it in this sort of sick way instead of teaching, like, even just our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, and talking about this daily bread, that we're taking his word daily. That is the bread of life, right? I mean, we should be thinking of it like that, right? And I was never taught that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense why. Like, literally everything, it's all designed to take us away from God. So religions, any schools that are based around religions, schools in general, organized society as a whole, is that the whole purpose of it is to take us as beautiful creation, these divine children of God who have this innate connection, and to find as many ways to distort and take us as far away from it as possible. And they've done a pretty good job,
They've done an amazing job. Thank you, Justin. And they do. They are good at what they do, which is being evil and lying, and they're good at it, and they've done an amazing job. Everyone, I've been telling you, Colleen and I have been telling you that Tom Petty has been John Galted. Tom Petty's not dead. And we've been telling you Tom Petty. Now, this is from Tom Petty's last album. In fact, this wasn't even released on the album. It was a bonus track when they released Shadow People, which I'll be releasing soon. Shadow People as a single, and this is the B-side of the single. And I'm going to read the lyrics to everyone here, and then look at how overt this is from Tom Petty. This is the last thing ever released, the last original thing that Tom Petty ever released, okay? This is called Playing Dumb. And Colleen is the one who worked out the symbology of dumb. D-U-M-B, Deep Underground Military Bases. Remember that as I read you this lyrics. This is the last original song released by Tom Petty before he died, okay? This is called Playing Dumb. And this is what it says. Got an image of angels and a nun and a man slapping a ruler across my little boy hand. Now I turn around 60 winters on my head. I'm still throwing up some of that food my mind was fed. Honey, I've had enough. Honey, my time has come. I'm fed up with playing dumb. Well, let's light a candle for every kid, for every soul that was done away with, for every confession that wasn't on the level, for every man of God that lives with hidden devils. Honey, I've had enough. Honey, my time has come. I'm fed up with playing dumb. You live in a mansion with drivers and gophers. You walk down the hallway in red leather loafers. This may not be your fault, but man, you're in so deep. How can you know all that you know and still get to sleep? Honey, I've had enough. Honey, my time has come. I'm fed up with playing dumb. Now, did you hear all of that? He's fed up. My time has come. That's telling you he's being John Galted, that he's getting out of this insanity, and most of his listeners aren't getting these lyrics and aren't catching on to what he's trying to say. So he's going underground to work against these effing monsters. And believe me, from day one, Tom Petty, who had this incredible mother, has been against these monsters. So I got an image of angels and a nun and a man slapping a ruler across my little boy hand. There you go. There's the legacy of the Catholic Church. Honey, I've had enough honey. Honey, the sweetness, pineal gland, the true God, Jesus Christ, rising within you, the true God within you. Honey, sweetness of the pineal gland. Yeah, milk and honey. Yeah. And I'm fed up with playing dumb. Deep underground military bases. Let's light a candle for every kid, for every soul that was done away with, for every confession that wasn't on the level. Again, mentioning level because the earth is flat, right? You got to put these things in as close as you can. They're lying to us about everything, and they've been murdering our children, just like you said. Why? So why would they teach us this literal, ritualistic, like you said, ritualistic story about this? Because they're trying to legitimize what they're doing to our children in our eyes. So that one day, like Colleen said, with these celebrities now eating out at cannibalistic restaurants in Los Angeles, how far away were we from just going, yeah, okay, so he's dating a 3-year-old. I mean, we all now know that it's not his fault. It's a thing. And you have to respect them. Everybody's got their own truth. Cut him some slack. Sure, he's dating a 3-year-old, but it's a thing. And you have to respect their thing. No, you don't. Fuck you for lying, you assholes.
Or
and
Woody Allen for marrying his daughter.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Tom Petty's saying, I'm fed up with playing D-U-M-B. And then you live in a mansion with drivers and gophers. Gophers, what do? They dig holes underneath the ground, tunnels underneath the ground. You put your clues, your truth in as encoded as you possibly can.
There's a lot of levels to that song.
And then you walk down the hallway in red leather loafers. I'm sorry, but you can't make it. The red leather loafers are made of children's skin, and then the blood from organs, their organs, because it's dark color, is dark enough to be able to then make these shoes dark red so that everyone can see them. This is as evil as it gets. Tom Petty knew about it, and he said, I'm done with trying to play this game. I'm going undercover, and I'm taking you motherfuckers down. And that's what Tom Petty did. And I want to thank you, Lisa, for bringing this up. And again, you're a perfect guest in the perfect moment. God chose you, and you are here in the perfect moment to say what you said and ask what you asked. And everything is happening divinely in every single moment. This is incredible. So thank you, Lisa. So when you do the work of Jesus, you are eating of Jesus. And when you speak the truth of Jesus, then you're drinking the blood of Jesus. That's all it means. And when Jesus fed the multitudes with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, the 2 fish is wisdom from God, because Pisces is the closest to Aries, and Aries is the highest high. You're rising. That's what you're here to do. And then the five loaves of bread is manna from heaven. And then that is 5 to suppress your 5 physical senses, so you get out of this temple and into where it all happens. This is the magic mind. This is where it all happens. This is Solomon's temple. This is 11. Diane was talking about her address, 111 on First Street. So that's 1111. That's 11. That's 11. And then this is the golden tomb. This is autumn. This is where we fall.
But remembering that we are to be of both worlds, right? We're to be balanced. So
That's right.
It's not necessarily to get out and kill everything below.
That's right.
It's about the balance and the
But you have to go there first and then come back. So that's why I
there
said
and back again.
That's exactly, and that's Professor Tolkien. That was his title for The Hobbit, is There and Back Again, and that's the story of Jesus Christ. What did Jesus say? I went to Egypt and back again. My name is Aman. For I went to Egypt and came back again. Egypt is hell on earth. Egypt is the carnal left brain. Jesus is saying, I slayed the dragon of my left brain and I rose to God. That's why Jesus made such a big deal about Moses in the desert. And you have to cast down your spine, you have to cast down your physicality, and then the Kundalini rises, which, the mother rises with the child, and then you rise to heaven. That's why Jesus said and taught that even the Son of Man first had to rise to heaven and then come down as the Son of Man. You have to do the work. We all can do this. That's why Jesus teaches, you will do greater things than I. And when I was reading that, it's like, no, come on, no, don't say it. I could never be anything close to you, Jesus.
Walking on water?
Just, yeah, please don't say that. But that's what he said. So it gives you hope that I can do this too. You can do this too, Lisa. I look in your eyes and I can see that strength. You can do this too. And so we get off our asses and we do the work and we honor Jesus Christ by doing what he did. And if it means getting nailed to a cross by publicly coming out and teaching these things and everyone thinks you're a kook or a nut, then that's another variation of crucifixion. And that's a bargain, the best I ever had. If I get torn to pieces in this teaching of the truth and my reward is this daily connection to God, then that's a bargain, the best I've ever had.
Yes. And I so appreciate that you brought up the food aspect and what it says in Genesis. Because here, when I think back, what are we, September? I think in March, I was eating sugar, meat, dairy, everything. And since then, I have been, oh my goodness, probably 90% raw. I'm still getting the candida. That's pretty powerful, I have to say, but love my watermelon juice, love my orange juice. And if anything, I can see such a shift in my energy, in my ability to just all of the things that you guys talk about, your clarity, your ability to connect with God, all of these things. And so I'm definitely on the fruit bandwagon for sure. And I'm trying to turn my family, my kids and everything that way. Although my kids, I don't think they've had any meat now for a good month and a half. I went back and forth on if I should share with them like some of those powerful documentaries. And I didn't show them the whole thing, but I showed them bits of it. And yeah, my 11-year-old and 9-year-old were like, I don't ever want to eat meat again, Mom. And I was like, well, good. I wanted them to know the truth. I wanted them to know what they were doing and to make that choice. So this one night, Ghost Ezra posted something, and I was in a chat, and this discussion came up about food, about meat. And I said something to the effect of that, glucose is our main source of fuel, and that primary source of fuel is fruit and whatever. Oh my goodness, everyone jumped all over that. And I brought up Genesis, that was in Genesis, and this lady said, well, we don't live under Old Testament law. And although it was ironic, because then she referenced Leviticus, right? Leviticus 11 that everyone loves to go to. And I sat there for a second. I was like, okay, how am I going to address this? And it sort of hit me, and I'm curious to see what you think of this, because I was like, and I never did hear like how you would address what Leviticus says. But I told her, I actually have it right here. You always say to take notes, and I do on all your shows. And I took notes that night, and I just said to her, we live in a satanic, evil world that has been so perverted and corrupted that we literally eat what kills us. Our beautiful bodies, designed perfectly by God, run on glucose. That is what should be our primary source of fuel. Anything else we feed it causes acidity and leads to disease. You feed the body glucose, the body will be alkaline and disease free. And she kind of pushed back on it. I said, yes. And Leviticus is after the fall of man and banished from the Garden of Eden. What God is allowing sinful men to eat is not the same as what he intended us to eat as his image and likeness. So what do you think of that? I'm trying to think how to handle the Leviticus thing, because so many people reference that as like, well, see, he gave us all the rules of how to eat meat and, shellfish and this and that. And that's what I said. So
I think that was really good. I think that was really good. And, partly, I think that is true. Again, technically, when you look at it, what is once again being said is that all the things that you're not able to eat are what are connected back to beasts. And then the thing that you have to just know is that there are ancient sort of markers, telltale signs about cloven hoofs and just all these different aspects that are saying that these are civilized versus bestial. Civilized versus bestial. So all the rules in Leviticus are just basically saying that they're civilized things and that they're bestial things. Now, here's the kicker. They're not teaching about food. It is meta. This is all perverted over time because the food comes from meat, which came from mete, and mete is manna from heaven. So they've taken pure thought from God and they've now converted it into meat. And by the way, the original, I've done all the etymology on it. The origins of meat, that the first time that it was used for like food, earthly food, was that it's everything. So meat meant food. It's just a general categorization.
Like
It's only since the last 110 years, it's only since the advent of Einstein and these liars and modern technology and TV and marketing, it's only in the last 110 years that meat has now come to mean just like animal products. And that's what everybody thinks it is now. Nope, no. So meat comes from mete comes from manna, it's taking thought. So all that's being said in Leviticus is this. It means take no bestial thought. You cannot eat bestial product. That means don't think from your left brain. The whole Bible is teaching you take no thought for your life. And yes, you can eat civilized animals. Those are like sheep and lambs, and they come from God. Those are pure thoughts that come from God. It's not talking about food. It's manna. Manna is thought is a gift from God, is thought, pure thought. So all that's being said in Leviticus is that you take pure thought out from the right hemisphere of your brain. You do not think for yourself out of that left dying brain, because the left brain is not connected to the right hemisphere. God only exists in the right. Mother Mary only exists in the right. Jesus Christ only exists in the right. Mary Magdalene only exists in the right. And Santa Claus only exists in the right hemisphere of the brain. You're on your own. That's why 1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. That's what Three Dog Night was singing about in that song. The dying brain is the loneliest number that you'll ever do because it's not connected to God. And that's your choice. That's why you've been gifted free will. That's why the left brain exists, because God says, I want this to be free and open so that you can truly be who you think you need to be. Even if it means denying Him, we have the freedom to do that. So why are you doing this? Why are we denying God? Stop taking thought. Jesus wasn't joking. So in Matthew chapter 6, that's the greatest chapter ever in all of the Bible, but in all spiritual chapters. Just read it and read it and read it and read it again. Matthew 6 from verse 1 to verse 35. Just read it. It is perfection. And that's why after you have that if thine eye be single, thy whole body will fill with light, and that the eye of the body is the true heart of the body, and if thine eye be single, thine whole body will fill with light. Then from 6:25 to 6:34, Jesus Christ says 5 times, take no thought for your life, or a variation of take no thought for your life. Why 5? Why did Jesus die of 5 wounds while of the cross? You must let go of the spine. You must let go of the physicality. 5 physical senses. 5 physical senses. Boom, 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 boom. And When you supplant the 5 physical senses, you raise to this temple, you raise to heaven upon earth, you raise up into the right hemisphere of the brain, you activate the pineal gland, which is a portal to God, and you are one with the Father. And only the mother can raise you up, and only Jesus Christ can get you that pass key that goes into the pineal gland. So cast thy net to the right, my friends, because it's all on the right side. That's why there's a right and a wrong to everything. Stop sinning. Love Jesus, obey Jesus, and respect Jesus by casting your net to the right in every moment. That's what he did.
Yeah, that was amazing. I totally agree. Okay, one last thing, and this is just something because I love watching your guys' videos, like the astrology one. I haven't gotten to the second part yet, but I completely took notes. Have you guys ever thought about doing one of those type of shows where we could almost like raise our hand during it to about a question? Because that is the one thing that it's like you guys give so much. And then there are times where I'm like, oh, I just wish I could ask this. And
That's
here I
how
have
we
this
feel about
little,
building you. Yeah.
I don't know, just a thought because your talks are so awesome.
Oh, thank you, and that would be wonderful, and maybe on when the platforms change and we're not limited, maybe we'll be able to do that. And I think what it would probably take is someone volunteering their time to sort of just be
Yeah.
like that sort of host in the chat room, and that would
Right.
be a wonderful way to do a show. And
What do you think, Justin? Is that possible?
Sorry, I was distracted by the chat. What was the question?
Is it possible to have a podcast? Oh my gosh!
Hmm.
I thought you would get a kick out of Pancake, our one-eyed.
Oh my! Is that an? It looks like a stuffed animal. He's so
Yeah,
adorable.
right.
Yeah, this is my daughter's cat. He's the most amazing cat you'd ever meet, and we got him for free because he was born with a missing eye.
He is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Wow.
I want to love him. He's so beautiful. Sorry.
Well, it was amazing talking with you guys. You guys inspire me, and I am so grateful for you guys. I pray for you all the time that you keep doing what you do and on spread the truth. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
And thank you, Lisa. Thank you for all that you do. You shine so brightly. So keep shining, sister.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you for showing us pancakes.
All right.
thank you for everything, Lisa. We truly love you, and we thank you for all your love and support and wonderful comments and questions, and really appreciate it. You're doing the work, and what you did for your children is nothing short of a miracle, and that is a tremendous gift, and God is smiling brightly upon you. Guaranteed.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you guys.
The single-eyed cat. We love it.
Pancake. I love you, Pancake.
Gorgeous. Oh my gosh.
All right. So what did I miss about a classroom or something?
Just doing a podcast where we can have people in the classroom, in the waiting room, involved. I don't know how many people you can have on Zoom, but and then they can ask questions. It would be like a live virtual podcast, right? Where you.
So where people aren't coming on so like a more rapid fire Q&A, is that what you're saying?
Well, no, what it would be is that we would do a show with a specific topic, and then as we're going through the topic, that there would be questions that would come through the chat room, and that then we would address the questions. And so
Oh, yeah,
the show would
absolutely.
sort of progress sort of as the questions come through the chat room. But it would be based on a specific theme.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah, we could even experiment with that with the if we had enough light to see. But we could even experiment with that with the fireside chats at night around the fire. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone's asking about Trudeau, and I just wanted to say that's not really Trudeau that
No.
we're seeing.
No.
And yes, the agenda, the whole movie is still playing out, and it looks like it's Trudeau, and it's acting like he's a a horrible monster. And everything that's happening is real, but
they
he's
don't
not-
they don't allow dangerous and evil people like Justin Trudeau to stay alive. So he's not. He's not. And we shared this with everyone over a year ago. We were telling everyone that what we'd learned about Justin Trudeau was so bad that they don't allow those ones to stay alive. There are some that have played roles, and when their roles are finished, then justice is served, and that can be in a variety of ways. But justice gets served out right away. This is a military operation, so yeah. So please don't think that that's Justin Trudeau. You're watching a movie. And and believe me, the videos that have come out showing you about what they can do with masks and whatnot, you can't tell.
Who do you think Biden is? No, a negative 48 just said Biden was actually James Wood.
Well, and we said that for sure, that it was James Wood, but I also agreed that there's at least two Bidens, so somebody else. Jim Carrey, prior to his
Possibly.
making his maker, may have played one of the Bidens as well. So but yeah, no doubt that James Wood.
So the things they can do with this disguise,
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah.
We're probably going to be shocked to know who's been playing whom.
Yeah.
Not probably. We're definitely going to be shocked by lots of things.
That avoid Justin.
It's true. It's true.
All right. Well, this has been such a beautiful show. Like you said, Charlie, every guest that's come on has been absolutely perfect in
I
the
know.
right timing, and it's
For a month now, Justin, right? A month, just, and all along we've had incredible guests, but for a month you can see that God is specifically helping you to put the exact right pieces in place. So Christy Bassett, Christy, we love you, by the way. Christy's from Australia. Christy was just saying in the chat room that she just jumped over from a chat with who was it? It was it's negative 48 and somebody else on somebody else's show, and they just said that they were teaching Trump's takedown of the cabal using Charlie and Colleen's video, the takedown of the cabal, as the teaching lesson, and that's great. That's great. It, like we told you from the beginning, it's the absolute truth. It's the absolute truth. And Miki, thank you, Christy. Yeah. So Miki was doing a show. Boy, has she ever turned out to be one dynamite truther. So Miki was doing a show with negative 48, and they were talking about the takedown of the cabal and Trump's tour of the world, and they were referencing back to the work that we had did. So that's very nice, and we're all a family. We're all part of a team, and it's just doing our best to serve. However we can and stuff. So it's been our honor. Colleen and I, just feel so lucky to have been asked to play this role, and to be the ones that have reintroduced the truth of God and Jesus Christ back into millions of people is an honor it's an honor and a reward that I will never be able to repay. So it's a gift, and to meet Justin through all of this, and Eugene through all of this, and to do all the shows we've done with Justin, because remember, folks, a lot of magic we've been teaching through Justin coming into the fold. We've been teaching some of our best things have come when Justin's been here, and I'm so proud of all the work that Colleen, Justin, and all of us have done with regard to Silver and Abraham Lincoln and Adolf Hitler And that is a big end of all of this. It's a huge piece to this puzzle, and so it's just an honor. All of this is an honor. So yeah. So and like I said again, really quickly. Sorry, Justin. We'll go back over to you. But in our hearts, we, and Colleen and I mean this to Miki and to Negative 48 and to Sabrina Gal in Toronto and Bryce from Atlanta, all those wonderful souls that we've seen that are teaching the truth, not putting these people on their shows because they want ratings and stuff like that, and they don't have anything to offer themselves. But like Miki and these that are teaching the truth, like Miki has just
Sabrina
come to
Gal.
truly understand astrology and teaching this out. So valuable. We love you. We love you. We're your biggest fans, because those who teach the truth are putting God upon a pedestal, and that's what we should be here to do. We should be singing the praises of Jesus and Mary Magdalene. We should be putting God upon the pedestal, and those that do it are our best friends in the world, and we just have nothing but love for them. And that's how we feel for Justin. And since Justin has been here, I don't know about any other. All that Justin has ever said that we've ever heard is exactly right. He's never off track. I've never heard him say one thing that we kind of, rolled our eyes at, which we do with a lot of folks. We've never had that moment with Justin ever once. And I'm so proud, since Justin's come into the fold after January 6th, of all the work that we've done through Justin, because we've unraveled some really, really powerful stuff. So
Yeah, it has been quite a ride. And there was a comment earlier in the chat about how, when the truth comes out, people are going to start flooding us with comments and questions and coming to us and saying, hey, you guys were saying it all along. And that's going to be the most beautiful moment, because we get to just point straight up to God and say that this has nothing to do with us. I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do. I'm not doing this for any other reasons. But to be able to redirect that focus and point it straight up to God is I mean, I get God bumps just imagining it, because it's just the most beautiful thing ever. We get to help pave that path and help people fall in love with God all over again. And what a beautiful experience. And that's what this whole Great Awakening is about, is us stepping back into our divinity, stepping back in to our connection with our Father, so that we can reunite and go back home, where we've journeyed away for so long. Let's turn around and go back. Let's go back again. But yeah, it has been such a pleasure on doing these shows and all the shows that we've done together. It's truly I'm honored. I'm absolutely honored to be a part of it, and to have met you two beautiful souls and all of this incredible family that we get to be in contact with on a regular basis. It's magic. There's no other description for it. It is simply magic. So thank you all. I love you all so much. I love you both so much. Yeah, that's it.
Swim Over just posted in the chat that Miki's channel is called Our Great Awakening. So yeah, I can sure attest for the things that I've seen of Miki. Boy, she doing a great service, a great job.
And remember, Negative 48 is on Telegram. And does he have a YouTube channel, Justin? No, Telegram. So, and he does live chats, doesn't he, every day?
He did, but I don't know if they're going to change it back. They just recently changed their group chat to not be doing that, it seems. Maybe they'll still do it, but I haven't seen it happen for the past few days. Oh, did he? Okay, maybe I missed it.
But he was live, and then he went live with
Yeah, he was live on YouTube, but not on the chat.
Oh,
That's what they do normally, is just have the chat for anyone to join in.
I don't know how that works. I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah,
Cool.
I can help you with that.
Yeah, wonderful, just wonderful. So so thanks to Justin, thanks everyone. We love you so much. Colleen, thank you, my angel.
And Tony, thank you for all your
Tony,
hard work.
thank you. Justin,
Tony.
thank you for starting the show that way and featuring all the great stuff. And it's Tony's creation, so it's going to be really, really great. And
Although
we're
the time
excited.
clock keeps going. It was 30 days, 3 or 4 days ago. Now it's 29.
Okay, great.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So, well, just to remind people, I mentioned that at the beginning of the show, the links to that are in the show notes. We've got a website being developed, and Tony is working tirelessly to do that. And we've got a sort of introductory page link there where you can get a sense of what Freak Sense is and share with your friends. And then if you feel so inclined to help out, there's a t-shirt store, and all those proceeds go to helping Tony help develop the websites, because she has poured in so much time and effort and finances into that. So I really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here. And yeah, until next time, we'll just keep on doing the work. Bye, guys.
We love you. Have a wonderful weekend. Strong end. We don't want